This is Car Con Carne, presented by Alex Ross Art. This is the week, I'm recording this on July 16th. This is the week for San Diego Comic-Con. And of course, Alex Ross Art will be there. Alex Ross, whose photorealistic paintings, depictions of comic book superheroes are legendary. And in fact, Alex Ross is a legendary comic creator, and of course Alex Ross Art will be at Comic-Con this week. If you're going, well, first of all, you can't miss the display. I've been watching the build-out on Alex's Instagram account. But if you're going, stop by booth 2415, take a look at what's available, take a look at just what's on display from Alex Ross Art. And if you're not making the trip to San Diego, if you can't make it out to the weather paradise that is San Diego, you can always visit alexrossart.com. Car Con Carne is also sponsored by Easy Automation, easy-automation.net. If you're ready to make the change, to turn your house, workspace, bar, recreational area into a truly smart area, something truly intelligent, you're ready to talk to my friends at Easy Automation. And it's never a one-size-fits-all proposition. Let them guide you through the process. And it all starts with a quote. Go to easy-automation.net, easy-automation.net, or call 630-730-3728, easy-automation.net.
Could you look prettier?
I'll work on that.
Do you want me to fix you in post so you look prettier?
Please.
Could you try to be better looking and more talented?
Please, that'd be great. If we can do that in post, that's even better.
Yeah, I keep looking for the thin and handsome filter. My camera, I think I just need
Actually, I just want to be chunkier.
Do you? Well, I think we have the right food for you today. I think we're in good shape. Welcome to Car Con Carne. Look at this. It is a full house. We're recording in Lisle, right outside Basecamp Pub and Eatery. We're returning here, and if I'm here, no surprise, I'm next to Aaron Williams, the founder of Homegrown. Homegrown coming up. We're going to talk about that. In the backseat, we have new guests to the car, new arrivals. I'm thrilled that you're both here in the back seat. We have Josh Izzo of Downers Groove, also Steve Peterson of North of 8. Nice to see you guys.
Thanks for
being here. The 11th Annual Homegrown Fest. It is 15 bands, 15 acoustic artists, 12 art vendors. Can we help you get 3 more so it's 15, 15, 15?
15 full bands, 15 acoustic artists, 12 art vendors, and this year, for the very first time, we have an out-of-state stage. Featuring acts from Milwaukee, Detroit, and Des Moines, Iowa. We're really excited about it.
That's amazing. Your reach has grown. No surprise. This event has become a bit of an institution here. Now, the guys in the back seat from Downers Groove, and North of 8, you're veterans. You are homegrown veterans.
We've North of 8 is. I think we played the first 7 in a row. Which were fun. It was cool to watch it develop.
Including the first one.
Yeah, including the first. It was just to watch it develop and just to see Aaron's vision. Like, even he'll tell you, like, even after the first one, did not think that there was going to be a second one. That wasn't the plan.
And here we are.
But here we are, number 11. So.
Yeah, and we've been part of it 5 or 6 years now going, and we knew a lot of the same bands on the bill. We all became friends. I mean, I've known Aaron over the years. It's just when you're in the music scene, it's just a small community. You see each other's in the same bills, playing the same venues and stuff. So it was really cool to see all this original music come together and in one event in Homegrown. And Aaron's doing it right, man. He's promoting all this original music and original talent from the locals around here. And
I think that's the best part about Homegrown is that it's like an original thing. Yeah, like these are local bands that you don't know, but you should.
That's right.
It's all new music. Like everybody's always saying, like, we need to find new bands. Well, here you go. Like you have a whole
Right.
day full of like 30 acts of like new original music. Like
I love it.
That's the best part.
And Basecamp, of course, 5750 Lakeside Drive in Lisle. Real quick shot off 355, wherever you're coming from. A piece of cake to get here. Now, as far as Downers Groove goes, it's no secret you have the best name of anyone on the bill. Are you all from Downers Grove?
Actually, no. So how it originated is that Danny Maz and his high school buddy went to Downers Grove High School, and they thought it'd be cool. Hey, let's have a band named Downers Groove. I met them down the road, and it was, they're like Downers Groove. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Let's keep it. And then our new drummer now actually went to high school at Downers Grove North as well. So there's two guys out of the band that actually are like went to high school in Downers Grove. So technically half the band is from Downers Grove.
Because if you're a jam band, you're kind of screwed if you're from Lombard or Glen Ellen. You can't do anything with those names.
No, I mean, like, I'm from Brookfield. So, like, I'm like from the zoo. So
I grew up in Glen Ellen. That's why they
Come
called
see my
their
band
high school
Lamebard.
team the Hilltoppers.
Lambard. So I want to thank Basecamp for the hospitality. The food here is delicious. I mean, this is just, this is such a great place for an event because it really is. It scratches every itch you have. You got food, you got awesome bands, you got the art vendors. It's all day long. It's just this bucolic location in the west suburbs. You know the menu better than probably the people who prepare it here. Aaron, so what are we eating today?
So they do have a great full menu of everything. This is the loaded tots.
I love a good loaded tot. Got
Really,
the
really
jalapenos,
delicious.
the salsa.
I've been munching on these already.
All right. And what are the gentlemen in the back?
And
eating?
back there, Josh has the California Club. Right there, Steve has the
barbecue?
Chipotle barbecue
Nice.
pork sandwich
Nice.
with waffle fries. And these are my three personal favorite dishes.
So this is curated by Aaron Williams today. Lunch today is curated by Aaron.
I've eaten all three of these. These are delicious dishes. And you know what? They have a lot of great food at Basecamp. And that's one of the main reasons why Basecamp is such a great venue to host Homegrown. Is there a large array of drinks and menu, and the size of the venue. It's just perfect location for something like this.
And just to kind of ground the people who are watching or listening into the bands that are in the back seat. North of 8, very rootsy, rocking, very full-sounding band. You guys sound great. Letdown's a jam.
Oh, thanks, man.
And Downers Groove, this is a jam band when you go to their Bandcamp page, and it's like 30 live sets
yeah.
that you're going through. Ice Cold Beer is my favorite.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's a
Who
hit.
doesn't love Ice Cold Beer?
I mean, that's the sell right there. I mean, who doesn't like an ice cold beer and have a jam to go with it? I mean,
And you guys, both bands have been around for a decade-ish, right? So I mean, you're
14 years, I think.
basically
we're 11, yeah.
you guys, your bands, and this Homegrown Festival came up together.
Yeah.
You kind of all came of age at the same time.
Well, I mean, like we've always like been on bills together. We've seen each other on we've always been in contact. Like we've gone like 10, 11 years already. Like,
Well, that was another. We were talking earlier. That was another nice thing about Homegrown was you get to see all these acts, and like I play music all the time. Like I was doing 5-6 gigs a week for 18 years, right? So I don't get to go see shows. You sacrifice some things when you're a musician, right?
For sure.
Like I don't get weekends or holidays for a long time, right? So then I rely on things like that where I get to get my fix and fill my soul and get to see some bands that like in one spot, like a whole day. It's hard to be here all day because we usually play later,
Of course.
and it's hard to be here all day and still do a good show. But I want to be here all day. I want to.
Well, and you guys kind of said it early on. There's a rap that the suburbs get for cover bands or not enough fresh sounds. This is kind of the antidote to that.
It really is.
No, it
really
absolutely is because, like I said, we meet other original bands that we have similar sounds. We can have bills downtown at Reggie's, so we can get our music more promoted. You make more friends, and say, you need another guitarist or someone, a keyboard dropped out. You know more bands to contact even, and
Exactly.
and you know where the talent's at. You know who's in the circuit, who's doing what, and that's kind of how we kind of built our sound. And
Aaron finds them.
Yeah,
Aaron finds them, man.
he does.
He finds this bill every year, and it's different every year.
And I know, Aaron, we did a show together. I forget when, it was years ago, but we've been on bills before, and it's it's just a great cause too. I mean, it's all about the music and it's all about the, like, coming together for originality too.
Well, the art vendors.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I've gotten a henna tattoo
I
before
forgot.
I went on stage.
I forgot about the art vendors too. Like,
Yep.
we've had like wives or girlfriends or friends also set up and like share their artwork, their pottery, their. I think it was a couple of years ago. We had one of our guys do a mural while we're playing. He was like painting while we play.
Dude, a bunch of years I think there was a live painter, right?
Yeah.
Aaron?
Mm-hmm. So it's a culmination of just art and like just originality, which is.
We had a live painter, and a couple of years we had a community art piece. We should do this again this year because a couple of them turned out really, really good. And we just set up a big canvas in the middle of the festival with markers and some paint, and people would just contribute a little bit to it. And you know what? 3 of the 5 of them were actually really, really good. And I've used the backdrop.
That's right.
For the
next
stages.
year you
Yeah.
use the
That's right.
previous
That's
one.
nice.
And I use it
Yeah.
as a backdrop
Yep.
for the stages the following year, and it's always been really cool. And some of them are better than others because some people like to abuse the power and ruin it. But the 3 that turned out, where everyone really put in something special and just to make it look good, I still have all 3 of them. They're awesome.
So this is happening July 29th. It's a Saturday at Basecamp. It is the 11th Annual Homegrown Fest. And you guys, please eat. I hope you're eating.
Yeah.
Oh,
These
yeah.
tots are good.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I know we need to
I'm
pass these
trying not
tots
to
back.
crunch in the mic.
Should we switch? Switch.
So rotate.
Rotate.
All of Aaron's favorites.
They haven't even broken into the barbecue.
Here. Want the
Well,
first-
here we
want the
have
first bite?
knives, so we
Oh.
can share.
Nice.
Oh, I just want to be like just stuff in my face.
I do.
I do too.
I want to
Food
be.
here is really good.
Yeah, so we can divide these up. We can go splitsies on this.
I'm not gonna lie.
So, Aaron,
Tachos are the
you
way
mentioned
to
that you found a way,
Those are
and this
awesome.
is no surprise, but you found a way to scale up what you do here with Homegrown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, this is a successful event. These guys keep coming back. The fans keep coming back. But any entrepreneurial venture needs to grow, needs to find a way to scale up. Talk to me a little bit about that strategy and how long it's been kind of germinating.
So, like Steve said, the first homegrown was only supposed to be 1, and then it's now grown to 11. And in the spirit of how the initial spark of homegrown kind of was incepted was because of all this great support that's between the media, the local music scene, and our community. And I just am so humbled and surprised and shocked and extremely thrilled about how it's grown over the years. And I really want to branch it out further beyond Chicagoland because the idea obviously works. And I believe truly that we can make a statement with our music with strength in numbers. And I'm trying to branch out to Nashville, Milwaukee, Detroit, St. Louis, and I'm doing a festival also in Denver, Colorado, and trying to bring all these local music scenes together and connect them so we can exchange gigs, bring all of our connections together. And instead of having, thousands of people supporting an idea, why not tens of thousands?
Right.
Why not hundreds of thousands? Why not bridge that corporate boundary of Spotify and record companies and, lazy booking agents who just want to book cover bands and kind of prove a point that original music is really, truly passionate and truly driven. And all in all, we just love music, and we want to see great live music. And these original musicians deliver just as good shows, if not better shows, than any cover band I've ever seen. And that's the greatest testament to Homegrown Festival is that I prove that, and these amazing bands prove that every single year.
I love that. And one thing we've seen coming out of COVID, people aren't willing to, they're willing to cut corners on a lot of things. Music's not one of them
No.
at this point.
No, it's not.
People need their live music.
People need live music, and that was proven during the pandemic because of all the live streams and all the musicians reinventing themselves to get their music to people through the internet. And a lot of things have disappeared now that we're back to normality, but a lot of things stuck, and those things that have stuck are really cool. And the way that musicians can always reinvent themselves and be creative and still push their art forward, even through those times, is just simply inspiring.
All right, guys, how's everything in the back seat? What are we eating?
Oh, yeah. Everything's good.
Yeah, everything's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
These tachos are
All right.
off the chart.
Tachos. I've never heard loaded tots called that before.
Oh, really?
That's brilliant.
Tachos. Did you just invent that?
No, because I thought.
I don't think so, but
I mean,
it'd be cool.
So
Patent pending, bro.
I met my wife with tachos.
Wait, that's how you seduced her?
Oh, I did.
The salsa, the jalapenos.
Gave her an onion ring
Yeah.
over a plate of tacos.
Yeah, it's just like you want
Put an
some
onion ring on it.
We ordered food and I was like, "You want some tachos?" And she's like, just like eyes lit up. So
Well,
Forever. You
let
and
that be
me,
known
forever.
to potential suitors who are watching or listening. That's all you got to do.
yeah,
There you go.
Bust out the tachos.
It's that easy.
Key to the woman's heart is the stomach.
I really.
Am I a woman?
This is going to be a mess.
No.
All right, we're digging
same.
into the barbecue here.
I did that on purpose.
was
It's
amazing.
super
Sorry.
messy.
Let's talk a little bit about the bands on the bill. Young Detectives, in addition to North of 8, Downers Groove. Aaron Williams, who's sitting right next to me.
Very excited to play. And then, speaking of Young Detectives, it's really awesome that how different versions of musicians and bands have passed through Homegrown. First with the Weekend Run Club, and then OK Cool played last year. It's kind of a new version and with the same members of Weekend Run Club. And Weekend Run Club continued with different members and some same members. And Young Detectives also had members from Weekend Run Club. So it's just cool how musicians evolve. We meet other musicians and create great music and always push forward in all kinds of different capacities. And they're a true testament to that year after year, which is really, I love that about those three bands.
Shukin and the Ramblers.
Shukin and the Ramblers.
Shukin. Love Shukin.
What do you have to say about Shukin?
Love
Steve, you know
Shukin.
Shuk.
I've known Shukin since he was a baby. And now he's a man.
Talented dude.
Very
Talented
talented
dude,
guy. One of the most amazing lead guitar players you'll see. Can play
energy,
with
bro.
anybody.
Nice, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it now.
In any capacity. And his new band, I thought was going to be really rockabilly, but it's really it's genreless. There's a lot of going on with his music that 'cause I got to see him at Taste of Westmont last night, and he really put on a great show, and it was the first time I got to see them live that wasn't online, and blew me away.
So Colleen Wild Band is on the bill. Now Colleen couldn't be here, but I did bring her effigy.
No, she's right there, James.
It's like, hello, I'm Colleen Wild, and I'll be playing at Homegrown this year. Colleen Wild's playing Polly on the Wall, The Vultures. Let's see.
Yeah, Polly on the Wall won the battle this year. I have a Road to Homegrown festival here at Basecamp every year with the bands to get one new act, because I always have a hard time choosing between the last 5 or 6 acts because they're all so talented. So I have like kind of a Road to Homegrown here at Basecamp to have them bring their fan bases out and perform for a panel of judges of people who are performing the festival. And through a logarithm, we choose an act, and they stole the show. They're amazing.
I love it. Let's see, Kelsey Montana's band. Montanez band?
Yeah, Kelsey Montanez is amazing. She played my Local Nation songwriter event that I held in the city earlier this year. She did an amazing job, and now she's bringing her full band. Couldn't be more excited.
Clark Carlos and Friends, kind of a jammy hip-hop
Love Clark.
Yeah.
sort of thing. That's kind of cool.
One thing about Homegrown this year that excites me more than anything is I've had a lot of hip-hop artists who submitted to Homegrown that I had to turn down because they played to pre-recorded tracks and they didn't have a live band. And it always disappointed me that I never got to have that entity into festival when a lot of truly good rappers and hip-hop artists were trying to submit but just didn't have a live band. But with Coming Up and Clark Carlos and Friends, we changed that this year. We have 2
Love it.
amazing live hip-hop acts this year.
Love it. Eve Casino, they have a song about getting fucked up at a Cubs
Love
game.
Eve Casino. I know it's weird. I know all these people. Like I know all these bands. It's so fun, and that's what Homegrown is so good about.
Well, and that speaks to the community of
yeah.
local music. I mean, I
There's
love
a
it.
scene, you know,
Yeah.
like everybody talks about the scene, Seattle in the '90s, and like all these places. Like,
We
no,
built
there's
that
one
scene over the
here
years. It's so
right
awesome.
now. There's a scene here right now in your backyard.
And there always has been. It just it changes textures and vibe through the years and decades. No, there absolutely is.
And the thing that's cool about Homegrown is how everyone gets to be connected. It was so hard to connect when I was doing my original music back in the day when things like this in the suburbs just didn't exist.
Yeah.
I had to go to the city to do original showcases and original shows that were really, really awesome. And now that this kind of thing happens out here in the suburbs and the scene that we've grown from, these guys who have played all these years and everyone in the scene, I mean, I would guess well over 1,000 musicians from the scene have played Homegrown now.
Oh, yeah.
And we're just branching out, making further connections, and that's exactly why it works every year, and that's exactly why I continue to do it every year.
July 29th at Basecamp, 5750 Lakeside Drive here in Lisle, homegrownartsandfestival.com. I'm going to ask the musicians in the back seat, you've done a bunch of these. You keep coming back. Identify one highlight for each band.
Just one.
Just one.
Just a highlight from the years of playing them.
The memory that makes you smile. The memory that makes you say, "Oh yeah, that was
I'd have
Homegrown."
to say I would go back because we played the first one. I would have to go back to the first one because not a lot of bands were at the first one. It's the bands that were there, and we were one of them. And just the I'll tell Aaron the keg in the abandoned motel next door to the place we played. That's where the beer was.
Yeah,
was
that's amazing.
In a room in an abandoned motel.
Was it one of those motels where there were like blood stains on the wall?
You didn't want to stay there, James. You would not feel safe.
I remember seeing photos from that being like, this looks like a murder scene.
So it was a
if you're gonna get murdered, that would be a good place to do
I mean, that's
it was a venue that was horseshoed by an abandoned motel. And we got to throw the festival back in the backyard of it, and they allowed us to stay in the motel.
Oh my God!
And I did. I spent the night in the motel.
I did not.
And
That's
we
why
had
dead. I'm still alive.
And we snuck kegs of beer into the other abandoned hotel rooms, and everyone got to drink off those kegs. And
that is so DIY. I can't even.
It was. The first one was
super
something
DIY.
else. The first one was something else.
They closed the bar probably about 1:32 a.m. and we were rocking in the parking lot till 5 a.m.
Mumby played that night. Oh, yeah. Mumby and the 100-Year Rain.
Great blues band.
Amazing.
And that's what triggered it, because that was going to be it. And then, 6 months to a year after that, every time I ran into anyone who was there, when's the next Homegrown? When's the next Homegrown? Awesome. And I was like, okay, so I tried to get it closer to home, because that first one was at Players Pub and
that was different part of it. This one is like centrally located. That was like, hey, come out to the middle of nowhere and get murdered in a motel.
Yeah. And now it's in Basecamp, where you can be, in a place where it's kind of like an ungated community. There's so many condos that surround this place. There's a ski hill. And it's a
people
great
are fishing
community
and
here.
dog walking and
kayaking and
holding hands as they walk up and down the roads and lanes here. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's a hidden gem for sure.
You don't feel like you're in DuPage County. You don't feel like you're in Chicagoland. You do feel like you're kind of off the beaten path and going somewhere for a summer festival. And that's why I like this location.
Yeah.
And it has a beautiful big main stage where we're going to have 15 bands rocking. We're going to be outside, surrounded by art vendors, and an outside stage with acoustic musicians, hosted by Zach Edwards, Brian Christian Adam, and Brian Joseph Kuhn. And we're going to have some great, amazing acts all over. And the outside stage on the patio, the out-of-state page.
So fun. Yeah. It is the most fun day you will ever have. I'm not kidding. I've done 8 or 9 of these, and it is so fun. I look forward to it every year. Yeah. You should go. It's not expensive. It's awesome. You will not find a better festival anywhere.
Absolutely.
Sold.
Yeah.
All right. So Downers Groove, what was
ours?
That one highlight?
Well, I was gonna say I'm gonna cheat a little bit and put it all in one, because every time we played it, we've always had, you're always looking out in the crowd and just seeing all these new faces and seeing all these people excited to see you, and they have no idea who you are. That's why, like, we'll be standing backstage just talking to random people, talking to random fans. Who are you here to see? Everyone. And that's like the best answer we can get. Like, that's
the crowd is always great.
They're always, they don't care what you play or what kind of music you play. They're here to see the live.
They're here
music.
for a reason, man.
And even when we're done playing, like, I'll talk to my friends. What you think? Like, oh, I was inside catching somebody else too. Like, I was going back and forth. Like that's awesome.
It is. It's tough to see all the acts.
Yeah, and honestly, like, we become fans too. Like, after we're playing and before we're playing. Like, it's not just about us musicians playing.
I like that. Yeah, for sure.
I like that.
I like that. It's really good.
But like, no, we become fans of everybody else, and like he was saying before, he doesn't get to go see music that much. Like, here's his opportunity to see live original music from talented people in the area. And actually, what I didn't know this year, that Aaron has guys or bands from out of town. Like, that's even, I'm more intrigued by that too now. That you're going Midwest here.
And that's what the new company is all about. It's why we called it Local Nation. We want to bring local music scenes from the nation together.
Worldwide.
And we're already doing it. I got to play a Summerfest stage with local musicians, and now I'm connected to them, and I'm going to try and bring acts from Chicagoland up to Summerfest next year.
Great.
There's an amazing guy named Party Marty from Wisconsin who holds the Glacier Music Fest at his family's campground. He's the one hosting the out-of-state stage here at Homegrown. And now those two music festivals are connected, and we're just trying to get everything in this big nation to really recognize the original musicians and try to break down these boundaries that have been created for us to really get our music out there, and these talented individuals to play their original music in front of their community.
I love it. All right, so again, July 29th, it's a Saturday. It's all day. It's live music. It's at Basecamp. The food here, as the assembled people in this car can attest, it's awesome.
Very good.
Perfect. Plenty of cold beer to keep things well lubricated through the day. And
They have a great selection at the bar, great selection on the menu, and they have servers all around the festival to get that to you. So whenever you need it, they got it.
parking everywhere.
Free parking to the festival. That's the biggest perk for the festival is we do not charge for parking. Free parking at the fest, and there's plenty of it.
Plenty of it. So are you already exhausted heading into this year's event?
Actually, you know what? That's the great thing about how this thing carries on is that it becomes a little easier because it's more of a machine now. There's so many musicians who are into it. They're promoting their hearts out there. I get so many different entities that are coming at me who want to collaborate with the festival and do different ideas to get our message out there, and maybe even a business or another festival to get their message out there. And it's just been this great machine. It's been because of the thousands of people who've supported this, the thousands of people who have contributed to this with their music and art, and the message is definitely out there, and it's become easier every year because all that energy comes back to the festival each and every summer.
I love it. So obviously on July 30th, you hit the restart button. If artists are interested, they go to the website.
Right. And submissions I usually open submissions during the early parts of spring, but now that I'm doing my local nation business, it's always open because there's endless amounts of opportunity, because I'm going to be doing festivals in Lockport, Illinois. I'm going to be doing festivals in Nashville, Tennessee, Lyons, Colorado, and another one at the end of the year in Lockport, Illinois. And then I'm going to be doing the Thanksgiving weekend here at Basecamp again. So there's so many events out there that Local Nation is going to try to do to elevate these original musicians for our communities.
Managing live events is no easy task. It's no small task, if nothing else. Well done.
Thank
Congrats on getting that all together. Guys, your websites, if people want to hear your music above and beyond at Basecamp, where should people go to first? Let's start with Downers Groove.
We have downersgroove.com. We have our own little website. Also, as you mentioned earlier, we do post pretty much every live show we play on Bandcamp. So Downers Groove at Bandcamp. We record our stuff live, and it is what it is. We post it right up on the internet, and you're catching our show that we just played that night before. Or whatever,
I love that.
Whatever. Yeah, it's fun for us too because there's no mistakes. You just play. So it's
very brave,
very organic every time, and it is brave.
And you guys are great musicians and can do it, and I commend you greatly.
We appreciate
Shout out
it.
Danny Maz.
Yeah. Daniel, we miss you, buddy.
Yeah.
He's out of town right now. That's why he couldn't be here. But otherwise, yeah, that's where you can find our music. And this weekend coming up, we're going to be up in Interlochen, Michigan for a Dunesville Music Festival on the 22nd. The following weekend, we'll be here at July 29th at Homegrown Fest. And then the following weekend after that, we'll be up at Grateful Beer Music Festival up in Michigan. So it's that time of year in festival season. So we're ecstatic, and we're so happy to be proud of be back at Homegrown again. And it's always a great time. And like I said, it's always been a family-orientated community with all the musicians and all the fans and stuff. It's one of a kind, and we really appreciate Aaron for always doing this. And every year we see all the promos, we see everything, and it also gets all these bands extra views, and people can find her music, and I would have never met this guy.
Sorry.
All right, let's talk North of 8.
North of 8, we're on the internet. You can find
Well
us
done.
You can find us on Spotify and iTunes.
Thank you for meeting baseline expectations.
There you go. Basecamp, baselines. This is what we do.
All right, good. Fantastic. Aaron, congratulations. This here is an event. I'm going to hold the poster up again.
I couldn't be more excited about this year, and I just want to say thanks to Josh and Steve for contributing their bands to this festival again, Downers Groove and North of 8. Thank you for being a part of this podcast, and I'm so just couldn't be more grateful and about your support over the years and all your hard work. And both of your bands and both of you individually have done so many great things over the years that I've gotten to see you do, and it's just been a thrill watching you guys grow and being your friends. So thank you very much.
It's our favorite show every year, Aaron. It's our favorite show every year.
And James,
I still submit though, kids. I
make everyone submit.
I text Aaron every year and go, "Hey man, I got a band. I was thinking about maybe being on the homegrown bill. He's like, oh, all right, send me your stuff.
Yeah. All I said was, you know what? By now, North of H's has a license to play.
You said golden ticket, man. I love that.
North of H
said
has the
golden
golden
ticket.
ticket.
Yep.
And James, over the years, I mean, I've been listening to you on the radio. I've been seeing you support local music
This is so cool to be
for
here.
my entire life,
For real.
and it's inspired me. It's inspired everyone in this car. It's
You're a
inspired
legend.
everyone on the festival, and we thank you greatly for your support.
Second
Truly
only
my
to when I
pleasure.
met Lynn Bramer.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
I figured you would understand.
100%. All right, Homegrown at Basecamp. It is happening Saturday, July 29th. We'll see everyone in this car performing and doing what you do best. Thank you guys for doing this.
Thank you.
Homegrown.
See
Check
you
it
at
out
Homegrown.
for sure.